Let's go to game number two, a team that we have talked about quite a bit here on Golden Gold, the one and only AC Milan and Tottenham Spurs. And the Spurs, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
We quite literally we both picked City to beat them, and I think you exactly said on the show something like, they'll do this and then they'll drop points to a team that they shouldn't. They
Yeah.
got embarrassed over the weekend.
To Leicester, yes.
So I spot on there. That doesn't exactly count as a bet hit for you, but that's just like this is an unbelievable, uncountable amount of brownie points
This is
for
this
you.
is this is Mets bullpen volatile. Like it's just it's coming and you can't explain it. Maybe we were dumb enough not to put it on Spurs to beat City because of course they would. And then
Yeah,
of
right.
course they get battered by Leicester City, right? Leicester scores 4 goals on them. City don't
It should
score
have been like
any.
6 or 7, honestly.
It's
Like,
it's it's insane and Conte came back for that one and I think that's a guy we have to talk about here.
well,
Stefano Pioli has only beaten him once.
well,
We know.
we if you don't like starting goalies playing this may be a game for you as well.
Yeah, and they're both French starters. The number one and number two for the French national team are not in the first leg at least. Mike Magnan might be back for the second, so we'll see with that. But we don't know. His injury is so mysterious. It's Jed Lowry levels of insane. Like you don't know
Deep
where
cut.
he is. I can't repeat on the air of what the rumors are as to why he's not, but we'll discuss this off the air. Anyways, Benacer is out for Milan. That's their best midfielder. Rodrigo Bentancur is out for Spurs. He has a torn ACL, so he's out both legs. Unfortunately for him, he was doing well. Both starting goalkeepers are out. As we mentioned, we probably won't see Magnan back till the second leg. Antonio Conte absolutely owns Stefano Pioli. Conte never made it past this round in the Champions League of any team that he's managed. He's been very far. Stefano Pioli has never been this far in the Champions League. Milan have not been to the knockout stages since they got eliminated to Atletico Madrid about a decade ago. So there's really not too much to go off of. For me, this is the exploitation of Milan's right side as opposed to the left side of Spurs. Son, not the greatest season in the world, but him and Ivan Perisic, we've seen Perisic play for Inter, dominate Milan, playing on that left side and wreaking havoc. Alexis Salamakers, who is so good as a right wing back, will not be starting in this one more than likely. They have Davide Calabria back out there, who is too slow for this level. I think he's going to get abused with this. If you want to look at the Son anytime goal scorer alongside this, and again, the differences with Milan, what they've been doing recently as well, is they switch formations. It's a lot more defensive than what we've seen in the past. It's 3 back with 5 players in the midfield that have wingbacks and Hernandez and we'll see Calabria. So it's a lot more defensive. It's not going to be as open when they were losing in those games earlier against Lazio and Sassuolo. The important thing to note here is that I think this is one of those matches that Spurs step up in. I think they're also capable of conceding as well. So both teams to score is another one to look at. Over 2.5 is right around even money right now. I do like over in this just because I think Milan need to put themselves in a position to get a strong result here. Do they have the players for it? I'm not really sure. We know how good English sides have been against Milan as well. It's just been tough sledding for them in any competition. They haven't done it in a very long time. I think it might have been Spurs a very long time ago, if not group stage for Milan. So we're talking over a decade now. This is how poorly they do. Again, history matters here. And listen, this is my squad, so you know I'm not being biased. And again, I guess you could kind of look towards the side of Spurs saying they're away in this one. They're minus 144 to advance to the next round. Again, you want to do something like that. I've seen this number actually fluctuate a little bit. It's gone to minus 175. It's been at minus 144. It's back down at minus 144. That's due to some of the injuries that we've seen. It's all about, I guess, who you have faith in to like for Spurs to be Spurs or Milan to finally get over this hump. And that's the really hard thing here because something's got to give. It's that type of expression here. Does Antonio Conte finally exercise his demons, or does it Pioli the other way around? Because he's dead man walking almost. Like if he has a really bad result here and they lose or drop points in another league match, you could see him gone. It's not out of the question. There's just and the same could go for Conte. You never know with Daniel Levy and him. It's insanely volatile. It's crazy. The atmosphere is going to be insane. I know I'm being biased in that sense, but again, you'll see a lot of goals here. It's going to be entertaining. We don't have top goalkeepers, and there's a lot of holes in the midfield as well.
Yeah, if I'm going any direction here, I'm going a combo of both teams to score and a draw. Honestly, I think that you think a team again that's as volatile as Tottenham is, like the emotions of just getting embarrassed over the weekend. That's why I'm not diving into this one as much as the other two, honestly, because I know we talked about a lot of question marks in the PSG one,
Yeah.
but for Tottenham, you can see this going both ways. You can see a big rebound here against a Milan team that just has not been good this season. They have been really bad, and they've conceded goals like it is quite literally their job. So you can see a couple of Spurs goals coming in here, but I just think the
Yeah.
emotions of just getting throttled over the weekend kind of lends itself to a draw here. If you again want to play it a little safer,
Yeah.
go a double chance here. You go Tottenham and the draw you get it at minus 180 is your best number. I think at this point I kind of roll the dice a little bit there. You can go both teams to score and draw, or if you again want to play a little safer, you go with that double chance and both
Hmm.
teams to score. But the draw is at plus 230. I think if I had to pick a straight result for this match, I'd go with the draw.
Yeah, man, I'll take that. I'll take that one. It's going to be difficult to go back to England, but yeah, I mean, listen, it's some people might just look at the numbers when they're hearing what we're saying with the conceding. It's a different formation to just not try and concede. They're trying to play a counter-attacking system and starting Giroud up top. It's just you can't pull that off. He's not fast enough. He can't even do it in a pressing system to run in behind a defense. That's where you risk that. And again, when defenses only have to prepare for one player, it makes it harder. And again, um, we're talking about one goal conceded in 180 minutes in the league. That's deceptive. Okay. It's very deceptive for what Milan has been defending like, all right? They're surrendering chances. They still have a poor goalkeeper. Those stats do not lie to you when it was still 11 goals conceded on 13 shots. That matters. He's made a couple of decent saves, but how poorly they are aerially, Harry Kane's great in. Set pieces, something Spurs pretty good in as well. I think that's where they have those success. And again, we're just and Tomori coming back in. How sharp is he? We knew he wasn't really, truthfully, cut out for the Premier League, so we'll see how he plays at this level. There's just the question marks are right on your end. I just think there's way more on one side, and that'll hurt them. I do like the draw though, because again, it's still not an easy place to go in and win.
Mm.
We'll say that much, especially for a side like Spurs. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, they got Conte back and they get battered, so it's very interesting.